Hi everyone, I'm Diana Droza. I am co-organizer of the EQUUS Film Festival. We take our tours around the United States, and right now we are at the Camden, South Carolina tour stop. And so I am with Ron Syrko, Here Now Gone Forever,
Yes.
Tango story.
Yes.
So tell our viewers a little bit about Tango.
Well, I got Tango back in 1999. Tango come from the Sugar Creek Livestock Auction in Ohio in 1997. So we'll walk over to the part where how I got into horseback riding by meeting somebody and introducing me to horses. But anyhow, Tango was my first horse. And I went to a tax sale, and there was a horse, that was available. And it was May 2nd, 1999. And he was a gelding. I didn't know anything about horses back then. But anyhow, 1 year after being at this boarding barn, they said, the place is closing. We're shutting down. The owners lost the lease. So at that time, I grabbed my VHS camcorder and I videoed our last rides together with our boarding people, because it's my first place that you ride. Your first friends. You don't get that too often. So we're riding in the snow and I'm recording this. I'm like, wait a minute, this place is here now, but it's going to be gone forever. So that was 1999, 2000. I started this on VHS. And right after the barn closed and I was loading Tango up to take him to his other barn, I set up the video camcorder on a tailgate, and I had the boarding friends came and say goodbye to Tango. And as the scene goes on, it's the rear view mirror of the barn as we drive down the road. And then we arrived to the new barn, and I set the camera up, and I got Tango's first reaction coming off the trailer. This new barn, this is a new place for him. And so the story continues. I was at this new place. It was called Windy Ridge Stables. It's in Pennsylvania. And there's a scene in there that I just recently did. I looked back to 2001 on this VHS. And every horse that Tango's boarded with is gone, has passed away. The barn is closed. I don't know what the status is. I'm trying to figure out if it's going to be divided into housing plans. They did put a new house there. I did meet with the barn manager from years ago that they used to ride on the trails. It's all housing plans right now. And I moved to Charlotte. I got my own place for a while, and due to the weather up there, I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. So I continued Tango's story in 2005, and I rode at a place called Latta Plantation in Huntersville, North Carolina, over by Charlotte. And since then, the equestrian program was closed down, and it's gone. They're tearing down the barns, tearing down the arenas. So the project that I'm doing, Here Now Gone Forever, is things that Tango has seen, here now gone forever. And just last fall, at the American Heart Association beach ride, I retired Tango on the beach. And it is on Triple Crown Horse Feed's Facebook page. We're up to 70,000 views. It's Tango's story, Ron Syrko. And then also Triple Crown did a write-up on Tango and I and our story. It says Tango's story. Back in the first day of deer season in Pennsylvania in 2004, Tango got shot. He got shot in the left pelvis. We couldn't prove who did it, but it was just weird. It was the first day of buck season and my horse ended up shot. So he survived that. He did survive a partial lightning strike in 2000, was paralyzed on his right side somewhat. So here we are, 20 years later, he's in his 30s, retired him at the beach ride last year, so he's living out retirement. And I'm starting a new story with his pasture mate, Ben, which is a 6-year-old gelding, which is a rescue. So I'm going to continue the story, and I don't know, I'm looking to do it equestrian land conservation, Tango's documentary, and I'm also looking at splitting it up into different series and different parts. We've done ACTA, American Competitive Trail Horse Association. We've done Best of America by Horseback at Leatherwood. We've parked cars for charity. So Tango's cow sorted, team pen, he's done a little bit of everything, and he's just been a horse.
So Ron, talk a little bit about Tango's personality. What was it, why Tango? Why did you get connected with this horse? What are some of those special memories over the years? You're fortunate that he's still around. But go back a little bit and tell us about Tango.
Well, when I first got Tango, his name, Tango, means to dance. And he was barn sour. And the very first time I rode Tango, he wanted to turn around and run back to the barn. And he was a rearing horse. And I knew nothing about horses. So I went to the equine, Columbus Equine Affair, and watched Clinton Anderson and all the professionals. They said basically become a herd mate. So I plopped a chair out in the pasture. About 3 months after I got Tango, become part of the herd for about 3 hours. And that day, we clicked. I can call Tango, as you see in this little clip here. I call Tango. He is around the round bill with all his pasture mates. He come to me. We clicked. And sometimes when I have other horses, I tell people, they're just horses. And some of them act like people. He is a people horse. He talks to me. If I'm walking out to the barn at night to go feed him, he knows my footsteps. He'll let out a whinny. He's the only horse I have that talks to me, comes up to the gate. The other horses act like horses. He acts like a personality. Horses have different personalities. His is nothing like I've ever seen. It's very hard to explain his personality, but let's put it this way. I'm just trying to think what to say here. His personality, I mean, as far as picking up tricks, I'll give you an example. It's been probably 14 years since I've done a trick with candy canes. This year, Dollar General had candy canes on sale, so I bought one for Tango. And I'm like, what's wrong with him? What's he doing? He remembered a trick that we did with candy canes from 2005. I've ridden that horse 20 years, Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. That horse has never dumped me, never fell with me, never hurt me, ever. This has been the smartest horse I've ever seen in my life. He walks straight on the trailer. I just can't explain it.
You know, there are a lot of different things that we all like to do. I mean, obviously you're passionate about telling this story. It's always going to be a long road, no matter what we do, whether we're writing something or whether we're doing a movie. Why are you so passionate about this project?
Well, equestrian land conservation is one. We're losing our trails. We're losing places to ride. There's no future farmers in America. The other are out there, but all the farmers, their equipment's getting old. Hay's getting harder to get. Just riding locally, we're running into barbed wire fences. They're logging all the land. We're not retaining any coolness, any moisture in the ground. No pastures. It's becoming housing plants, blacktop, runoff. Within the last 15 years, I've seen a creek that's only 3 feet wide become 20 to 30 feet wide with flooding because there's no ground to absorb the pastures. There's absorb the moisture in the ground. But, horses, they graze on the land. They were talking about, how it prevents forest fires, wildfires. I don't know. The project can go many different ways.
You know, the interesting thing is when you talk about this now, it's the title, Here Now Gone Forever. So you're talking about the different things that are no longer there, and trails is a big part of it. So through this story, you can really talk about maybe even the different trails that you were on that you can no longer ride.
That is correct.
What are some of those trails?
Well, I do know just through a recent meeting, I believe it's in the National Forest in North Carolina, they're going to start restricting our trails and make some of them multi-use. I just attended a meeting about that. It's just fresh this year, where they're saying we're going to lose 44 miles of horse trails. It's going to be 13 miles of trails. They're turning some of our trails into multi-use, some of them into bike trails. As far as the trails in Pennsylvania, Brady's Run Park, they're trying to keep that one going. This place where Tango and I used to ride. Flying W Ranch. It was a place in Tynesta, Pennsylvania, Kellettville. We used to ride across the river, ride the old railroad track bed, and it was called Newtown. And it was a town that was flooded when they put the Tynesta Dam in, but the water never got that high. And I went up there one time to ride, and they said, we're not allowed to ride there anymore. The horses are causing too much erosion. And I'm like, wait a minute, the horse has been on here for how many hundreds of years, and it's not hurt the land? But yet we got people with bulldozers, and they're taking mountains out, they're fracking, they're drilling oil wells, they're fracking in Pennsylvania. I mean, the horses aren't hurting the ground, it's everything else, so they're getting rid of the horses. And it was so nice when you move into a new neighborhood when you're younger, and you got 26 horses on the block. And now you get on that neighborhood right now, and you just see maybe one left. And then one day you go by and there's a blue tarp, and then there's no more horses, and then there's a housing plan. I hate to see that. I think we need more land conservation. Tango's project, Here Now Gone Forever, I just made that up back 20 years ago. I said, hey, it's here now, it's gone forever. Well, guess what? It's happening more and more.
And that really makes me love this topic, because there's the connection. Here Now Gone Forever and Tango and you can both tell that story. So if people want to know more about Tango's story, about your story, what do they do?
Well, I have on Triple Crown's Facebook page, I have Tango's story. It talks about Tango from day one, and also when he got shot, and how, you know, a little bit about ourselves. Also, the Triple Crown has shared my video that I did at the American Heart Association Beach Ride in 2018, and it's up to 70,000 views. So if they go on Triple Crown, also American Heart Association's Facebook page under videos, they can see Tango. Now, as far as my documentary, I'm just new to this, 2 months into it. I'm still working on a trailer. I got multiple ones out there, but like I said, there's so many different ways the story can go. And I think starting here with the amateur original footage of us driving down the road and all the farms and the houses. And it was all farms back then, but it's houses now. I mean, it's. I should go back and do a comparison. But that's pretty much where they can find it. I got a YouTube channel, but I don't have them on YouTube yet. They were saying use YouTube to promote your video, but don't put your video on YouTube. So I'm looking at different channels and promoting it, and I'm also needing some guidance on how long should I make this? Should I make it a 7-part series? I think I'm going to have to make it a multiple series because I can't tell the story in 3 minutes.
I really love that idea of comparing. And go shoot that where you start this, you know, the teaser part of it,
Yep.
and the trailer, and go shoot that other part and let people see the difference. Ron Syrko,
Yes.
Here Now Gone Forever,
Yes.
Tango's story.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. What a great mission you're on.
Well,
We're going to hit play on the rest of the film.
I got one thing I would like to add. Tango being at 31 years of age, he's almost at the end of his life.
Here Now Gone Forever.
So he called on me last week, and I had to do a video. I said, "Buddy, don't leave me." And he's still here today.
Yeah, he's got to be here until you finish your mission. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, it's October 7th, 2018. Tango and I are out here at Kings Mountain State Park in South Carolina. We're out here trail riding, getting ready for the American Heart Association Beach Ride 2018. I hope it's cool this year. If not, Tango and I might have to only limit it to 10 miles because I'm not going to take this old horse 20 miles. But we're out here riding today, getting back in shape, and he's just so thrilled, aren't you? He's my buddy. We've been riding in the saddle together 19 years, 6 months. We're getting ready to celebrate 20 years together in the saddle, May 2nd, 2019. I got him May 2nd of 1999. So our 20th year's coming up, and we're looking forward to doing a little documentary. It's about Tango and I and our story of how housing plans are taking over a lot of the farms. We're losing the farmers, and we're losing our trails. So here we are, we're riding in this beautiful park, part of the land conservation project. And Tango's been riding in this park since 2005, so this is his 13th year here. And he knows all the trails, and he'll even tell you when it's time to go back home too. So this is Mr. Tango. He's getting a little gray under the hood here, but very good horse. You couldn't ask for a better horse. Basically, the bottom line is the housing plans taking over everywhere that we've pretty much been. And I could go back to Pennsylvania or some of the places around here that I boarded at, and you will see a lot of destruction. Our trails are gone. You go out to Latta Plantation in Huntersville, you'll ride one of the trails that just ends in a housing plan. And it's hard to see. And another thing I'm starting to see in the horse industry is our farmers. We have no FFA, Future Farmers of America. It's harder to get hay. You don't have the backyard farmer. All of our farmers are getting older. Our equipment's getting older, or their equipment's getting older, and it's getting harder to find hay. Plus, the environment's changing dramatically. I mean, here we are in October, and it's 95 degrees, and it's hard on the horses, very hard on the horses, especially not being able to grow grass that much. So he has turned out 24/7. I do bring him in during storms or ice storms and that, but I think a horse is healthy in a natural environment where they can get out, if they can get in the woods, get some shade, get some salt. Yes, they are supplemented with feed. So I think that's pretty much all I have. As far as Tango's story, hopefully I helped fill in some of the blanks.
We've been everywhere the last 20 years, and there's a time you got to retire a horse. he's done his job. It's been a long ride. Hey, buddy. What do you think? Retirement?